Welcome to the Be Yourself at Work cast. For all of you I amers, this podcast is all about you. I want to help you to really be yourself every day by being you using your I am. I'm Liz Villani, the founder of Be Yourself at Work, and I've worked for over a decade and know many of you to help people, all of us, to feel able and confident to be ourselves at work. You've now been through the 8-week optional I Am experience via email, and every month you'll now receive updates and tips and hints and podcasts to help you to use your I Am to really be yourself at work. So, in this podcast, it's about being you every day. And I mean every day. One of the great things about your I Am is it's super simple, it's characterful, it's your words, it's you. And it helps you to really think, when you use it every day, to really think about how to be more you. It's a super practical tool. So I want to share with you some hints and tips on how to read your I Am, how to use it to be you throughout your days, every day, as well as when you finish and start them. So when you think about using your I Am every day, the first thing I would suggest is that you always have it with you. So if you've got printed cards, great, have them there. Otherwise, print off your I Am or have it as a screensaver or a picture and touch in with it throughout your days and every day. Always read your I Am from the bottom up when you think about using it every day. So a good thing to do is just to spend a second looking at your I Am and reading it from the bottom up as you start each day. But let me work through some practical tips that we know work, that are proven when you use your I Am to really help you to be more successful in your career and really enjoy being yourself at work. So the first thing to think about, how to prep for your day or your shift, okay, or even your week. And, automatically the professional world sort of tells us unconsciously that we should all have a plan and be prepared. But actually, some of us work better without a plan. And this is all about your I Am bedrock. So the values at the bottom of your I Am will tell you what you need, how you need to begin. So as you read along your I Am bedrock, have a real reflection on what that would mean as a pre-plan. Is it free flowing? Is it creative? Is it calm? Is it stable? Is it super organized? Is it very practical and pragmatic? If you think about planning for your day or your shift or your week, what does your I Am tell you that you need? And stick to that rather than what society or conformity tells you to do. We then get to the beginning of our day or our shift. Often we'll start without actually pausing for a moment and thinking about what we're going to be and how we're going to approach our day. And again, this is all about your bedrock. Your bedrock I Am values should be absolutely how you start your day. If they're reflective, if they're active, if they're peaceful, if they're calm, if they're creative, whatever it is, they should dictate literally how you begin. So line up your world, line up the way that you have your routines and approaches so that your interactions and how you begin your day or your shift really reflect the bedrock. Maybe you're a super chatty people person. You need to go and have a chat first. Maybe you need to be sort of very methodical and focused in your bedrock at the beginning of your day. Whatever it is, make sure that you're being you. Another way to use your I Am values in everyday life is in the interactions that you have. And for most of us, that means meetings, whether they're Teams or Zoom or interactive sessions. And these are great opportunities for you to practice using your I Am. I'll give you an example of a 30-minute meeting as an illustration, and then you can kind of adapt your thinking around it for yourself. So 30-minute meeting, first 5 minutes, setting the scene or even ahead should all be about your bedrock. Okay, you're setting the scene. What is it that you want to achieve in this meeting? Talk through the words, the phrases, the energy ahead and when you're setting the scene. It should all be about organizing the outcomes, how you're going to work in this session, and what you want to get from it. You should then be spending the bulk of that meeting, 30-minute meeting, so let's call it 20 minutes for sake of an argument, all in the third layer down of your I Am, your reputational layer. Amplify it. Often when we first get our I Am, we make it solely about us, but actually we talk about turning your I Am inside out. And your third layer down, your reputational layer, if you turn yourself inside out, what that means is this is what it's like being with you. This is how you facilitate action and change and progress. Should be really obvious in your persona. It's how you help your team as a leader or the people that you're working with and influencing. So your expression, your words, your energy should all be very reflective of that reputational layer, and challenge yourself. Notice if you sort of telling yourself, well, I can't possibly do that. That wouldn't be professional. Maybe it's being playful and raucous. Instead of picking out one value, try and see the whole layer of your reputational layer and then turn that inside out. So we've had 25 minutes, we've set the scene through the bedrock, and then we've spent 20 minutes really being and living an expression of ourselves to make progress and success in the session by using our reputational layers. We're now going to sum up what's happened, what's been said, what's changed, what's the outcome, what's happening next, all through our motivational layer, the second layer down. What is it that you've seen and appreciated and heard? Use the energy, okay? Capture those things through the energy and words and phrases of the motivational layer. And we come to close. Now, often, I have to be careful, otherwise we'll be on a 3-hour podcast, but when we think about reputation and making an impact, we always think about first impressions. We rarely think about last impressions. But actually, studies show that last impressions are almost more important when we're actually in work, because we can't possibly remember everything, can we? So shining through your eyes throughout this 30-minute meeting, and particularly when you close and finish that session, should be the energy of your heart value, whether it's powerful and focused and active, or whether it's close and people focused and together, whether it's chatty, whether it's warm, whether it's calm, whatever it is, that is your closing energy. That's you. That's how you close that session. So practice reading your I am from the bottom up. And planning your meetings and conversations. The same is true of presentations. So if you have to go and do a presentation or a town hall, or build a deck even, to kind of take people through an initiative or a process, you can use the same approach, starting with the bedrock, really amplifying and really living the vast majority of the time through the reputation. You're summing up through that motivational layer, the second layer down, and shining through your eyes as you close, and your expression is your heart value. Super exciting to practice that. It really works. The same example is true within your general communication when you think about daily work. So, when we first join conversations and meetings, particularly if they're a little bit intimidating or we're under pressure in a rush, we can immediately jump to our heart and motivator layers. And that's when we can start to live our challenging 360 feedback. So always begin with the bedrock when you think about your communication, starting meetings, listening, interactions straight away. And that will help to ground you, and you'll feel really authentic and be your best self. Emails, again, as I was going to say, classic example. So that subject line should reflect the bedrock, the first few layers. You then get into the detail of that, and you close by being you. Close by being you. That natural, authentic sign off is so powerful. Use that motivator and heart layer just to close your emails. Design your signature around it. If you want an email signature from us, just email us at movement@beyourself@work, and we can do that for you as well. So the other way to use your I am every day is in your energy. It's in your energy. So when you're being you, we know that the impact on your positivity and happiness can be up to 88%. That impact of really feeling energized by being yourself. So when you have moments where perhaps you're up against it, or you're dreading the amount of work you've got to get through, or you've got something you really want to make a difference on, you really want to help people to see a problem or work better together, or whatever it happens to be, your energy, your positive energy, is one of the most powerful things in your possession. So a really good thing to do quickly every day is to score your I am. Just run your eyes at your I am out of 10. How much am I feeling the energy of each of these values? And any scores under 8 just need a nudge. Okay, just need a nudge. And we don't want any scores that are 10s or 11s or 12s, especially, because you could be overdoing your values and exhausting yourself. So positive energy, vibrant energy comes when you're using your I am throughout your days. So if you have bumps or you lacking a bit of confidence, or you're feeling a bit tired, we're all human, really step into your I am, and amplify it. So after work, finally, is a really good time to think about using your I am. We are be yourself at work, but actually, your I am isn't an example of your work style. Your I am is about you. And so it's just as valid outside of work as inside of work. And we know from our studies and work over the years that actually, when you're in balance, in other words, you're being you inside of work and you're being you when you're not working, it fuels both parts of your world, of your life. So if you are not being and expressing who you are outside of work, it will affect your energy. It will potentially affect your career as well, and how you come across and how you manage yourself. So one of the kindest things that you can do to really boost your success in your career and in your happiness in your life is to use your I am outside of work as well. So the same is true, when you come in through that door, whether it's an internal door because you've been working at home, or whether you're physically coming in the front door of where you live, shining through your eyes is that heart value, and in your expression is that bedrock. Okay. Give yourself some scores. How much am I being me at the weekends, in evenings, when I'm off shift? And it's sometimes really easy to see our time when we're not working to just do very little or just stop. But actually, if you are an active person that has values around goals and targets and those things, you need that just as much outside of work as inside of work. So have a look at how much you're being you, how much you changing, how do different people affect you, and just sit on your own shoulder and notice how much you're being yourself outside of work. So you can use your I am in lots of everyday scenarios, always starting with the bedrock, and you can always go back to your emails from the 8-week I am experience if you want to use the scoring sheets. Go and be you.